Sorry. As it's starting. There we go.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so with some state updates, I only have a couple things to mention. We are under contract right now to enhance the Not in My House materials. So just know that some of our materials are kind of outdated. We had some law changes this last legislative session with underage drinking and things like that. So we're working with Shannon and Katie to enhance those materials, build them up a little bit, and then get them on our website. So just know we're working on that. The other thing is we just awarded a contract for the North Dakota Community Readiness Survey for 2022. So we will be working with YSAC again, and we will be implementing that survey. So if you had any thoughts or anything like that, you can send them my way. If you have some specific questions that you're thinking about, you can send them my way. It doesn't mean that we can put them on the survey, but we can definitely look at those. And we're working with the tobacco prevention program also. So just know that we are looking to enhance maybe some questions with tobacco and marijuana even for this community readiness survey. So that's two updates I have. James, now that you're on, do you have any updates that you would like to give? I talked about the community readiness survey, and I talked about how we're enhancing our Not in My House materials. Was there anything else that we had?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Good. All right, so then we'll just get right into grantee presentations because, again, we don't have a whole lot of time, and I'd like to hear how you guys are all doing. So we'll start with Cavalier. Cavalier would like to go first.
Hi there, so I'm Steph Welsh from Cavalier County up in northeastern North Dakota, and I will go ahead and share my screen here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Perfect. So the focus of our grant, we're, like I said, located in northeastern North Dakota. That's our county, that little red one way up in the cold Arctic Northland where it storms every single week. So our focus is adult binge drinking, which is kind of unique. I think we're in a minority in the state as that being our focus, but we found when we reviewed our data that really was our problem of concern. So our overall goal is to reduce adult binge drinking rates in our county, as well as change the social norm of drinking at most events. Our community messaging, the things that we continue to do, we have a Parents Lead movie trailer at our Roxy Theater, which plays Fridays through Mondays every week. We've been doing paid newspaper ads. However, we had a little hiccup in December. Our weekly newspaper that had been here forever ceased publication with like 1 week's notice. So we had a little bit of a crisis. However, our local radio station did pick up publication and is just getting up to speed now. So that was very good news. We were quite worried because they have been a wonderful resource for us, not just for paid media, but they print almost every earned media thing we give them. So that would have been a tragic loss for us. We're fortunate we also have a local radio station that has 4 stations, and we get an earned weekly media spot, a 45-second spot that runs twice a day that we can tape whatever. So we try to do at least one substance use prevention focused spot a month. And then we do a monthly newsletter that we have been printing and inserting in our weekly newspaper, and we're just working on getting those details ironed out with the new publisher now. This is an example of our December newsletter, which unfortunately did not go out in any newspaper because of the publication ceasing. But if you see, there's the example of the page that had an alcohol-focused article, and we usually try and do one. We also have a social media campaign. These examples are just some that fell over the holidays. We use Vision Zero, we use NHTSA, we use the Speak Volumes campaign, and we tried to capitalize on the holidays because they tend to be an adult binge drinking focused cultural event. So if you see, there's New Year's messaging, there's Christmas messaging, and even when we use just the more generic Speak Volumes messaging, the text that we used included had a holiday focus about holiday events. We also do Parents Lead social media messaging, and if we can, we try to have it focus on adult role modeling of behavior. We were very fortunate that through the COVID pandemic, we were able to use CARES funding to buy an electronic billboard. which is now just up and running. We did our training in December, and we are located on Highway 5. And when I visit with DOT, the average daily traffic at the site that we put our sign is 3,400 cars a day. So really good reach. So that is up and running. If you look on the bottom of this slide, we used a NHTSA, or it is NHTSA, but their PR firm is trafficsafetymarketing.gov, animated ad. 'Tis the season to drive sober, and I think I want to say the text flew in and the notes moved and some other things. It is a bit of a challenge. The sign needs fairly large and very clear and bold text, so fine text or cursive text doesn't translate well. But we're looking at doing a Super Bowl NHTSA electronic billboard ad in February now. We have billboards in the community. If you look on the top bubble, that is our billboard that we have at the American Legion baseball diamond. It's a really nice location. It faces our public park, our swimming pool, and is halfway between both our schools. So it has really good visibility. The bottom one is we have a community activity center that is a workout and event center. So they usually do youth sports, like the younger, more elementary, primary grades events in there, but also vendor shows, weddings, those kinds of things. And so we were able to, they did a floor remodel and added advertising billboards on the wall, these fabric advertising. So we were able to put a more basketball focused parents lead billboard in that gym. And then we just finished our art on a hockey focused parents lead billboard, all kind of following the same theme, but with the specific sport focus that the venue has. And so this was the image that we chose. We visited with local hockey families, and this is the one that resonated. And it's really nice. It matches the color of our uniforms. And so that's at our Dakota Spirit Hockey Arena in the winter. We were lucky in that when they did the fabric billboard, our printer did the fabric billboard for the activity center. She had an error in grommeting, and however they specifically wanted that banner grommeted. So she had an extra that she sold us super cheap because she had no use for it. And so we gave it to Langdon High School, and this is, it's displayed in their gymnasium now. So that was really nice. That was a nice opportunity just to kind of have a little bit of extra media presence on Parents Lead. In our community, we are, I think, the canola growing capital of North Dakota. So the North Dakota Annual Canola Growers Expo is held yearly in our community. With the exception of the last 2 pandemic years, we were really happy that it was held this year. So we had a booth at that event with a substance use focus. And we really do like that event because it reaches a demographic we usually have a hard time to reach, which is adult males. And usually public health messaging is just really hard to connect with those populations. And they would be an area of focus for our adult binge drinking messaging for sure. So this is just an example. If you see, we have some different statewide information. We have our newsletter as well as some how strong is your drink information. Our opportunities and successes, we're really happy to have that booth at the Canola Grower Expo. Our digital sign has been just a long time in coming, and we're really pleased to have that opportunity because while it was a really expensive investment, it's paid for. So now going forward, it will be, the cost will really just be developing and finding media, as well as our Parents Lead banners being displayed at the activity center, the Dakota Spirit Arena, and now the high school. And it was great. We were able to buy that really cheap banner for the high school. Our challenges, adult binge drinking is a deeply embedded norm in our community, and I don't think that has improved. I think I worry a little bit. We're seeing kind of a roaring 20s backlash, not unlike after Spanish flu, and I worry that that might be how the next couple of years look for us after people have stayed home for a long time. Our weekly paper ceased publication, and it is an entirely new publisher, so we're just rebuilding those relationships. We had to kind of start at ground zero on both advertising and earned media with the editor and the publisher. And then, as I mentioned before, our electronic sign, while it's great, really does have a few challenges on formatting and size of text. So finding images and content that work for that is a little bit of a challenge and an uphill process. That is all I have.
All right, good. Thank you. Yeah, it looks like you're pretty busy, so that's good to see. And I love those banners. So if you guys have the same kind of thoughts and stuff like that, you want to do something like that in your community, let us know. We could help design them. It takes a little while because our media specialist is kind of busy, but we can get you some designs too if you want, because I really like that idea. They're there for the long. All right, so next on the agenda, we have Central Valley, but I know Shannon got pulled in to do some work with vaccines, so she won't be here. How about City County? Katie, are you here? City County, anyone from City County? Okay, how about Custer? Janine, are you on? I see that you're on. Are you able to like use your microphone and stuff? Janine? All right, we'll come back to Janine. How about Foster? Do we have someone from Foster? Okay, so Janine just responded saying that she can't use her microphone and stuff, so that's unfortunate. Foster County. I want to say I saw somebody from Foster County here. No. Okay. How about Lake Region? Lake Region?
Hello, I'm here.
We are.
So let me share my screen. Okay, where's the button?
It's kind of in the upper right corner on my screen, right next to the leave button. That
There
looks
we
like
go.
a up arrow
Little
there.
arrow.
Yep.
You guys see it?
Nothing yet. Because then you just have to pick the right screen, and if it doesn't, yeah, okay, it's doing something here. There you go. Yep, we got it, Holly.
Okay, so I'm just showing some photos from our area. This is all taken from White Horse Hill. In September, we did during parents back to school night, we did a hidden in plain sight, and this was with both not in my house. I had signups for parents, but we also showed parents where kids hide vaping and so forth. Vape products where they can hide alcohol, where they can hide everything in a bedroom. So this was a mock bedroom. This is on YouTube if you want to look at it. It's just a few minutes long. This is our SRO who helped me. He did the walkthrough and everything. And then here are a couple pictures of the mock bedroom. We just used our trailer, and in conjunction with our health equities coordinator, we were able to put this all together. And we didn't allow students to walk through. We just had parents walking through the display and asking them to try and find things. So we found things that looked like normal, simple things were scales, and they were different drug paraphernalia, or they were different kind of alcohol, all the way from, we had some NyQuil in a drawer and things that, maybe not, you wouldn't necessarily think as being an alcohol product that a teenager would abuse. And then we had our responsible beverage server training. This is we work with our billboard company, and this is some of the displays that he put. So when I advertise for our responsible beverage server training, we advertise on billboard, on radio, and on email. I mean, not email, Facebook. In October, end of October, we did a Fright Night, which was a community event. Along with, we did several vendor shows where at all of these events, I shared the Not in My House information. I educated parents, gave them the opportunity to sign pledges and give out flags that I made. This is a copy of one of the flags, or similar. The other flags are have the public health on the back and the not in my house emblem information on the front, and that they can display in their yard. We do our responsible beverage server training every 40 days. We changed our environment by adding a bus bench right outside our memorial building. This is a demonstration of what is on our digital billboard. And the nice thing is that we pay a flat fee for for 1 second per, I think it's up there for 3 seconds per 5 minutes. And we can have as many ads on there as we want. And then this is another slide that we have, and here is more information that I do on the radio. I do 4 ads on the radio during drive time and lunchtime. And I talk about social hosts. I also talk about, do you know the law so parents know? So I'm really glad that they're coming out with the new information. And along with these, I also offer a seasonal one, and then the information for our next beverage server training. So especially like for New Year's, I advertised our local taxi company's phone number. Around Christmas, I was talking about on the radio to keep track of your kids, make sure they're not, while everybody's having a good time, the kids aren't nipping in the spirits while the family's not necessarily paying attention. So I've been really pushing parents, lock up your alcohol. Don't let your basement become a party central. And so that's what's been going on in Lake Region.
All right, great. Thank you. Yeah, this is some of the stuff that we have to update, like the providing alcohol to a minor is not a $2,000 fine. It's actually higher than that. So that's one of the ones that some of the materials that we're actually updating now. So just be aware of that. But good, very good. All right, so who's next? We have Lemoore. Do we have anyone from Lemoore on?
Yep, I'm here. This is Sierra.
Okay, and then Holly, if you can stop sharing your screen, and then Sierra can share hers. There you go.
Well, let me try here.
Perfect. Yep, shows up.
Okay. So oh, wait. Do you need my camera on? I don't think you can see me. So I'm Sierra Waite. I am the prevention grant facilitator at Lemoore County. So Lemoore County, we consider ourselves a windshield state. We're very vast. We have 11 cities we serve. They're listed here, and our focus is underage drinking. For this, one of our biggest avenues of education is through our social media. It seems the easiest and best way is to get information out there to people. We have Facebook and Instagram. Our substance abuse curriculum. We have been working on this with a couple schools, and we are running into a few snags about it. They want us to come in. We put out dates that we can come in, and then it never seems to work out. We've tried to give them pre-recorded lectures so that their teachers can just present it when they do have time, and they still really don't have time or want that. They want us to present. So we're still working on that. So our goal is really to focus on the 2022-23 school year. Between now and over the summer, hopefully we can get something like worked in and set before teachers have their curriculum and lessons set.
Is there anything that you're basing that on? Like, are you basing it on some curriculum that you've seen or something? Or are these things that you're kind of making on your own?
Well, we have done it all, I swear, or presented them with everything. I was trying to turn up my volume, but that we really have tried to do like whatever the schools really want. One school wanted just substance abuse in general. One really wanted to focus just on tobacco and vaping or ENDS products. So we were like, yeah, we will do whatever. And others wanted a whole curriculum put into their school system. So we researched those, and like we've looked at Catch My Breath, The Courage to Speak. Oh, and there's one more. So I feel like we've been as flexible as we can with our schools to kind of tailor what we're going to present to their needs, and how they want us to present. I do know our little area has had a lot of things happening that have just made being in the school a little bit harder, since they're bringing other people in, like mental health counselors in, and that's taking up a lot of time. And so I kind of understand why we're getting pushed to the wayside, and it's not the priority right now, which I completely understand. But okay, so that was substance abuse curriculum. We are working on a billboard project for our area. We have kind of two major, one really major and two kind of other sub-major highways areas in Lemoore County that we were thinking about putting a billboard up. We have some money we can spend for this. We have area around the Judd area that we've had people say, yep, we can put a billboard up. We've had people around Lemoore who have said, yes, you can do whatever you want, put it wherever you want, have at her. We were really hoping we can get a billboard put up either between Edgeley and Cullum as well, or right along 281, since that is such a high traffic area by Edgeley. But we're running into some issues with that, with landowners not wanting it on their land, or having to go around it, or deal around it, or hay around it. So we're still working on it, finding placement for these. We do have some people committed to doing them. We have enlisted our high school students. We put it out to ages 7th through 12th grades in order to where they could help us design a billboard for this, so that they would have some involvement in it and some buy-in, and it's not just us putting something up. So I've reached out to schools, and I have to pick them up today. I do have one school who has said we need to use our sense of humor with some of them, so I'm wondering what we'll be getting. So should be interesting. So hopefully we'll have that a little closer to being up or done the next time we have this meeting. I'm out of presentation mode now. So our fake ID scanner, we have had, we have two of them here in Lemoore County. We are using them on a 3-month MOU with our bars, where we give them for 3 months, and then after that they can go into a rent-to-own agreement if they would like to. And then if they don't opt to do that, we just move the scanner to another bar. This way, if teens are going into those bars or using fake IDs, they're not always at the same places is kind of our goal. Currently, right now, we are in the process of moving the scanners to two different bars. Unfortunately, the bars who had them did not opt to get their own. Both of them said it was a financial thing, and so I guess if that's it, hopefully they're just looking at the fake ID scanner, or fake ID is really good and able to tell if they are or not. Responsible beverage server training, we held one in September this past year. We invited all of our local establishments to attend, and we only had one bar attend. which was a little disappointing since we have quite a few bars in our area. We are going to be hosting it again in February, or this month, it is February, in Edgeley. That local bar, they are due to renew theirs, and so they have said that we could host a training there, and so that is on our agenda to do. So hopefully we'll get a few more bars involved. And then my last thing is trunk or treat here in Lemoore and then in Cullum. We got these bags that we were able to custom imprint our logo on, and then we kind of just stuffed it with all bunch of goodies. Candy, parents lead info for kids. We had these color or like sticker packets that went in there, Band-Aids, toothbrushes, the things we had just that would have been appropriate for young kids to walk through. We distributed 250 treat bags. I think, I want to say like 180 or 160 were in Lemoore, and then the rest were in Cullum, but I'm not 100% sure. But 250 in total we submitted. And then what we're going to do is next little quarter here is we're going to use these bags also and stuff them with parents lead information, and then put them in our mobile clinic so that when the nurses go out or they have families, they can start dispensing them there and just expanding our reach. But that's all I have for you.
Good. Yep, definitely keeping busy. I like that billboard idea. I mean, it'd be so nice to get some of those up.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. The hard part now is we have like 4 people right around Lemoore, like 2 on the west side and 2 on the east side. And it's kind of gonna be like, who do we choose? Where do we put it? It's like the good problem to have, but.
That's true. Very true. Okay, so next will be Jody.
I'll just quit sharing. Oh, how do I do that?
That little arrow button again, and then just click on that and then just hit stop. There you go.
Perfect.
Can you see that?
Yep. Can you make,
Okay.
can you make it full size, Jody?
Yep. Does that work?
That's better. Yep.
All right, so we are Rolette County Public Health District. I am Jody, and I've been with the prevention programs as prevention coordinator for going on 6 years or so. And then we also have Sarah Singer, who wasn't able to be with me today. She's actually at the school. She was newly hired just a couple of months ago, and she works more with our tobacco prevention. I'm hoping to swing her a little bit more into helping me with some of the other prevention programs that we have as well. And then we have Barb Friedland as our administrator. And we work for Rolette County, serving Rolla, Dunseith, Rolette, and St. John communities. And then we also have the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa that's located right in the middle of our county. And they typically kind of have their own funding for these types of things, but at the same time, I'm never afraid to reach out to them, and or I've been contacted by many people to go out and do things with them as well. So it just kind of like serving them too. So our local condition is underage alcohol use, providing youth with alcohol. And so our outcomes, our goals are to just decrease the number of students who are reporting currently drinking, and those that are reporting that they have obtained alcohol by someone giving it to them, and then to decrease the concern of youth alcohol use overall. So the evidence-based strategies that we've kind of chosen to focus on is the responsible beverage server training, and then just kind of educating and bringing more awareness to the social host liability law. With the responsible beverage server training, it's been kind of tough just because of COVID and everything like that, but I do have a couple classes scheduled now for February for some new bar owners. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Some of the activities that we've been doing, again, I don't know if anybody sees the COVID numbers very often, but our COVID numbers in Rolette County have been extremely high, pretty much ongoing. And so as a public health unit, we kind of feel that it's against what we're actually trying to promote by being like, I just feel like the involvement and the opportunities for activities and things like that have been very, very limited just because of the fact that our numbers are so high. So we don't want to go against hosting events and things like that. It's been tough. So we've tried to promote just Not in My House, Parents Lead, Fill with Care, Speaking Volumes, the Be a Parent campaign that we used in the beginning. And we're doing a lot of this mostly via radio, newspaper, social media. But then I've also been posting a lot of flyers and things like that in like just high traffic areas such as the movie theater to the banks, post office, things like that. We use stickers quite a bit still in the schools. Games are happening, so then using stickers at the games for popcorn, things like that. And then the schools, we actually had a couple of schools right before Christmas do Title I family nights, and so we participated by setting up booths and I did like the photo booth and things like that where people could just use their photos. We handed out packets. Inside those packets, they were just compiled of various prevention materials, parents lead materials, color books, just a bunch of different things. And then one thing that was kind of fun for me was not only summer, I didn't get a lot of pictures we had in October and in December for the Parade of Lights we had. And so I used the opportunity to decorate my machine, and then I just put signs on the side of it, and we rode in the parade and just tossed out parents lead packet information, underage alcohol stuff. And it was just like drive through the towns basically opportunity for just people to see us. And then so providing videos on Facebook, and then encouraging parent engagement. So utilizing our schools, I send a lot of things to the schools. Some of the teachers use them in their classrooms, just promote on their social media pages, things like that. I also use like our health tracks and other like the COVID vaccine clinics, things like that, as opportunities to try to get information out to the public. And then let's see. I have the responsible beverage server training. I have 2 trainings coming up in February. We had 2 newly placed kind of like they're bars that are already existed, but they're under new ownership. And so now I reached out to them. They're both highly interested. They have about 4 or 5 people that they have coming on with their staff and things like that. So I'll just go to them, keep the group small, and do the trainings for them. As far as changing consequences, I haven't got, like, I've done a lot of meetings with county commissioners as far as having their RBS training mandatory. They have a high interest in it, but they have so much other stuff going on that they've been kind of pushing me to the side as to how to get started with this. They just have a lot of other things going on that have been taking priority, I guess. And then physical design. So we are now in our new location. We have a new building, a lot more space, and we were able to put up like a marquee type sign that has like a scrolling message. So it's nice to have that, to be able to put more messages on there. People are seeing it as they drive through. We are on a pretty busy street. We have the hospital and the dental and a lot of stuff down the street that we are located on now. So that helps. And that's about what I have.
Awesome. Thanks, Jody.
Let me see, how do I get out of here?
And then just that little button with the arrow again, and then just hit stop sharing or whatever.
Oh, man.
Then next on the list would be Southwestern.
I don't know how to get out of here.
Oh, go to that upper So in your teams.
I got it.
Oh, there you go. Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Jody. So anyone from Southwestern? I didn't see anyone on, but thought I better ask. Okay, how about Towner? Someone here from Towner?
I'm here.
There you are. Okay.
Let's see. Are you both? Is it sharing?
Yes, we got you.
All right. So I'm Annie Masering from Towner County, and oh shoot, sorry. Okay. We had change of employees, so we are down to only 2 full-time employees here at the public health. So we've been a little restricted with some of the stuff we've been doing. We serve Towner County and are identifying alcohol substances, alcohol in underage drinking. This was when we did our survey, and ages 12 to 18, 56% had admitted to trying alcohol, 43% admitted to trying it between the ages of 12 to 14, and so on and so forth. So my environmental strategy was social host liability law. This implementation has unfortunately come to a halt. Our sheriff, Bob Kennedy, has retired, and he was really gung-ho with getting this started. And the last I talked to him, he was going to talk to our state's attorney and commissioners and see what we could get done. And I hadn't heard from him for a while. And then we did get a new acting sheriff, Andy Hillier, in, and he has yet to respond to any of my emails about continuing with Bob Kennedy's work with the ordinance. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens with that, unfortunately. Currently, I am collaborating with our health equity coordinator, Mackenzie, to bring awareness and education on the understanding of relationship. We're brainstorming and researching activities that we can do with both of our grants together. She did find where this one school did a Fatal Vision goggle basketball, and we thought, we do have those goggles, so we thought that would be kind of an interesting thing to implement with the kids. And then we are working on some workshops and training for the teachers. We just have to figure out which trainings they've already taken and stuff like that. So that is one thing we are collaborating with right now. Activities that I have implemented are, we do multiple a week Facebook posts that include parents lead and not in my house information. We do weekly newspaper ads, and we did do a little, we coordinated them with the holidays, so that was kind of fun. Still posting posters in different locations and flyers. We hand out brochures whenever we can, and then handouts to parents at vaccine clinics, or when they come in. To build capacities, I am doing webinars. I still try to do 2 webinars a month to build my knowledge. Other activities I have implemented are, we got banners made for the high school gym. These 2 are a volleyball based and a basketball based one, so those are hanging up now in our high school gym. I did get some flyers to sent out to the high school teachers that they could look at, and then we are having parent teacher conferences come up, so I found a parenting during pandemic booklet for the school to hand out to the parents. We also implemented a sticker shock with the local high school students. It was mostly the SAD students, and there were a couple volunteers that participated in the sticker shock. They placed stickers on popcorn bags to be dispersed at the North Star basketball games. And then barriers that we have had so far are with only having 2 full-time employees in our space now. A majority of our time goes to being spent on testing and vaccinations, and then limited time to be able to work on other things, but we are trying to get more things implemented. So that's kind of what's been going on in Towner County.
Awesome, thank you. That's a lot of work there. Yeah, and it's too bad about the staff too. We have a hard time filling our spots for staff as well, so we know the struggle.
Yeah, it's been a learning curve. So especially since we're all brand new within the last year, so we're trying to get things under control. So, but
good. Have you guys had somebody attend SAPS yet? That substance abuse prevention skills training?
yeah, we did that back in June, or I did that back last June.
Sounds good. Because I know that's been a question too, and I don't really have any updates on that, but we're still working on trying to secure a contract for SAP. So, okay, all right. So we have somebody from Wells. I thought I saw somebody on. Jordan's here. There she is. Okay. We can't hear you, Jordan. I think you're still on mute.
Okay.
There we go.
That's
Yep.
embarrassing. I mean, how many months have we been doing this that okay.
No worries.
Let's see. Okay. So priority is underage binge drinking, high social access to alcohol, getting it from adults, drinking it into their home or at a friend's home. So we have a coalition called Community Cares Coalition. It has just a bunch of different stakeholders in both Fessenden and Harvey, and we do some events with that where we kind of show some parents lead information, and we have our own Facebook page with that. So it kind of allows me not to bombard our Wells County District Health Facebook page so much, and I can kind of push messaging out on both of them. We also attend a clergy meeting quarterly and department head meetings, which are good because the commissioners usually attend and we can kind of let them know what we've been up to as well. We have a couple partnerships with other grants like All of Us in Recovery, which is like a peer support agency, and share resources, collaborate, really like with what he's seeing with like comorbid substance use and mental health disorders, and he shares like parents lead information as well. Again, we have youth coalitions in Harvey and Fessenden. I would say this has been a challenge. I feel like we've had a lot of kids involved in years past in the Harvey one, and they've since graduated, so the interest has kind of waned a little bit. They've done some sticker shock at both schools with the stickers on popcorn bags. Other than that, I'm trying not to force them into doing stuff if they're not into it. So kind of taking a step back this year and letting them lead with what they're wanting to do. But for sure, like we'll sponsor shirts for prom with like a rethink your drink messaging. And hopefully get like some promo items with some positive messaging out to all the kids. Project Northland, I taught the 7th grade in Harvey this fall. That went really well. They were a crazy interactive group, so we had a lot of fun with it. And then I'll start 8th grade in February. Fessenden didn't. We presented it, they said they thought they sounded good, and then they never got back to us about when they wanted us to implement that. So kind of just really giving a lot of good PR to Harvey Public School for letting us take up 12 weeks of their time. Project Northland is 8 weeks or 8 sessions, but I also do Catch My Breath for 4 weeks on the tail or beginning end. So it's been good. It's been good. In October, the Fessenden Pact, we did a Halloween warm-up for middle and high school. That was really well attended, and the kids had a lot of fun and have been asking for events to continue since then. We were going to do like a New Year's Eve party, but a lot of the packed kids were out of the area traveling for the holidays, so we didn't get really going with that one. But we're thinking of doing like a youth get together with our skating rink and having like a hot chocolate bar and just have a place for kids to come on the weekend and do something positive with like-minded peers. To entice them, we did like a costume contest. We had a couple gift card giveaways. We had games and food. And I think the biggest thing was just like parents were interested and curious, like, who's taking time to put this on? Like, this is really cool, and you're feeding them too. So just, it was, I think, positive PR for district health as well. Other things, Facebook posts, of course, sharing out parents lead. And then I feel like I get better engagement when I create graphics that have like local interest. So some statistics from actual Wells County kids, obviously using YRBS data back from 2019 is still pretty relevant. Oh, what else? Parents lead materials to school counselors. That's been good. I hear mixed reviews on Parents Lead. I feel like people are either sick of getting it or they already have like the decks of cards, even though the versions of them change. So I try not to be too annoying with that, but people like the 30-day parenting challenge. So printing those off and giving them to the schools. And then our packed groups do Tinkle Times, where they pull different stats and resources from kind of all the different grants that I have, and we put them up in the bathroom stalls so kids are kind of forced to look at them when they're at school. And yeah, that's kind of what we have been up to. So let me stop sharing.
Okay. And just another update while you guys are like, what you guys reminded me of is that we are under contract with CAT company to actually enhance some of our Parents Lead materials, specifically around TV ads, because we wanted some new TV ads. So those will be getting developed and those will be shared with you guys once those are completed. And then those will be promoted also during the WDAY state tournaments. So just know that you might see a lot of Parents Lead ads during those state tournaments. I was told by our media specialist, having people sick of Parents Lead materials is a good thing. It means that they're aware of it and that they've received it multiple times. So I was told that that's actually a pretty good thing. So then you must be doing something right, Jordan.
Good point. Good point.
That's right. All right, good. Okay, so Sue from Bismarck. Can you hear us, Sue? Are you still on?
Yep, I'm still on.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. So do you guys see the screen?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, so with Bismarck, we service the Burleigh County area, and we have 95,626 for their population. We do have 3 colleges here: U of Mary, BSC, and United Tribes Technical College. Our priority substance is underage drinking, and we're focusing on the 18 to 20-year-olds. And the stats that we have 56.5% average drinking, and binge drinking is at close to 31%. We were able to track down BSC's stats. UTTC and U of Mary, we do not have stats for those colleges, but BSC we had 46 or 47% with drinking, with 43% with binge drinking. What are intervening variables for our local condition is our community has high access to alcohol using fake IDs. And how this came about was one of our bar owners, we had heard rumors of it, but we don't have data on the fake IDs. So we wanted to find some data on it. And what we did was Borough Bucks contacted our city attorney and said he was having issues with Minnesota driver's license showing up that were fake IDs. They knew it, but they could not prove it with their handheld scanners. So she contacted our police department, who were aware of this fake ID project that we had going on, and they connected us with them. So that is our project, is focused around finding out how many fake IDs are in the community, but also educating on it. And we are doing this through working with our local bars, and our police department has took the lead on it. Our issue too was that the bars were getting fake IDs and they weren't turning them over to our police department. And our police department said we weren't getting fake IDs from the bars. But with this project, we have married them together, which is kind of nice. The police department is going in and speaking with the bars, and the IDs are getting turned in. What we have learned is Borrow Bucks was our first candidate, and within a couple weeks, they had 21 IDs. You'll see here we have partnered with Bucks, Sideline, Sports Page, and Elbow Room. And they are turning in their fake IDs and using the scanners. So it's kind of, it has died down, and they believe that some people are coming into the bars and they will completely turn around when they see that fake ID scanner. So we're getting that message out there. They're also training the staff on using the fake IDs, and also providing responsible beverage training, which has been a little bit slow uptake on that. That work has been mostly done in January. We did door hangers because we felt that educating our youth that was in that age group would be important about the use of fake IDs. And we done this with BSC and University of Mary and United Tribes Technical College. We did it with a fake versus myth, and we had 831 door hangers that were out there. We did part of this project. The project that we're doing with the scanners is based off of Grand Forks. And so we also partnered with BSC, U of Mary, and United Tribes Technical College. So when the fake IDs come in, the police department sends a list over to the colleges. The colleges pick which students are theirs, and we'll address that with the student code of conduct. It has been working pretty well, so it's kind of nice to see. The other thing we did was a mailing to our alcohol retailers. I do this for tobacco prevention. We do a mailing each year that says you must be born by this date. And they put that up by the registers. And we thought, one of our coalition members said, why don't we do this for alcohol? So this is where this baby comes from. This is Cashwise Liquors. And the mailing was done in December, and we're looking at which places put them up for January. The police department did this mailing, so that's kind of nice with our partnership. They also offered responsible, checking IDs and being aware of that. We do know Captain Jax is looking at putting in a fake ID scanner. So that's our next phase, was we were going to do the bars and then move into the liquor stores and convenience stores. One of the issues we do have is that we learned that the kids are kind of moving over to the Mandan side. So we're going to chat a little bit with Mandan about putting fake IDs. And I did chat with Janine through email just shortly. And she says Paddle Trap has a fake ID scanner. So we're just kind of putting it together. These are just the highlights of it, along with promoting the Parents Lead education materials. So any questions?
Very good outcomes. Yeah, because prior to your program, there were 0 fake IDs turned into the police department. So going from 0 to 68 in just a few months is pretty dang awesome. So, and Sue has some really good resources there with those hangers, those little hangers, door hangers that she created. So if you want copies of those, reach out to Sue for a copy of those, and you can kind of mimic some of the same wording and stuff on there. I thought that was a really good idea. Good. All right, thanks, Sue. So do we have anybody from Dickey County?
I'm here, Tom.
All right.
Okay, just 1 second here. I'm hoping I'm doing this right.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So Teams has been kind of finicky.
Yes, just 1 second here.
Yep.
It's up on mine, but it's not on your guys's.
Oh, I saw stuff. Oh, well, maybe not. So when you pick that, when you select that little arrow,
Yeah.
it won't let you pick the
No.
anything. No, we'll let
Oh,
you pick anything.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. There. Yep. Here we go.
Okay. So, I'm Abby Gibbs. I am the substance abuse prevention coordinator down in Dickey County. This year we have been focusing on underage drinking. Let me get this into. There we go. Our local condition is that underage individuals are drinking alcohol at parties or the homes and shops of their parents and neighbors. And the environmental strategy would be to pursue the social host ordinance. So we service technically the communities of Allendale and Oaks, North Dakota. Currently, I have tried primarily this year my best to implement new education within the schools, like evidence-based curriculum. So what I've done in the last couple of weeks and couple months now since we've started is pushed the Project Northland, just like Wells County, like what Jordan spoke on previously. And so that has been a push, and we are hoping that I can do that this next coming semester within both Oaks and Allendale schools. I do a lot of sharing of parent lead resources with community schools. I put stuff in church bulletins. I utilize the Oaks and Allendale school newsletter that they have out every month. I do a lot of social media posts. With the social media posts, I use Canva, which I know we've talked about previously, Tom, which Fargo Cast is where I got the idea from. And I really, really enjoy that. There's so much that you can utilize and do on there. Just to make things a little bit of my own rather than utilizing some, everything that's on the prevention site. Recently, I also have partnered with our local extension agent. And so actually in the next 2 weeks, we are going into Oak School right now and doing presentations on tobacco and underage drinking. And so that is focused on 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So I'm really excited about that just to see what they have to say. And then I also utilize radio messages. I work well and close with the police. They keep me in the loop of what's going on and what they hear, and so I know who to direct my messaging to. So that's great. And then I also do participate in webinars when they are available. And then this is the best thing that we have had recently. We graduated our 5th graders from Oaks from the DARE program, and this is the first time that Oaks has had the DARE program. So I thought that was great just because, they are younger, and there was like 53 of them. So I thought that was pretty good. And then, also our SRO officer over in Oaks, they got a new one this year, and so he's been great, and he did assist with teaching that as well. And like I said, another success was with the North Dakota Extension. It's nice to be able to collaborate with other individuals in town since we are such a rural community. And then I am also working on a certified resilience training, hoping that that is going to add both to my grants and the community at large. And then I also do work with our school counselors to interact with what they are putting in the classroom with their literature, their curriculum. And so I try to table that with what I bring to the table as well with messaging and whatnot. And then I just included at the end some barriers. We have had some mental health issues in our community as well. So along with, the underage drinking and all of that, I have incorporated some mental health on our messaging. And then the hesitancy with the social host law is struggling with both city councils, but trying to get that a little bit better in regards to them realizing that we do have a problem, and then lack of awareness in our community as well. So the messaging is definitely helping. I'm hoping that the parent newsletters in both schools is getting it out there as well. So any questions?
Yeah, it's nice to partner with the extension agent. That's how Watford City was always doing their work too, was with the extension agent. So
Yeah.
good on that.
Okay, so I gotta stop sharing here.
I think you did.
Oh,
Or
okay, good.
No,
No?
maybe you haven't. I don't know, maybe. I just see a bunch of bubbles with initials in them. So, all right, we'll try Grand Forks. Was anybody on from Grand Forks? I know that they had some staff turnover, and they said that they probably can't continue with the grant because they had no one to manage it. So I just didn't know if anyone was on. Okay, how about Nelson Griggs?
I am here, Tom. This is my first time gonna try this, so let's see if I can share my screen. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to our quarterly meetings.
Thank
Good to have
you.
so many people now.
My computer's working on sharing, I think.
Yeah, when you go to share, just select on the screen that has the PowerPoint on it. You might have to do it again because I don't quite see your screen yet.
Yeah, it's still going in a circle. It's still thinking.
I don't have anything yet.
No, and it's still thinking.
Okay. Did you send me your most recent PowerPoint?
Yeah, the last one I didn't change anything on it, so.
So worst case scenario, I could always just put it up and then you could talk through it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that, because it like grayed out that other screen now and it's still going in a circle, so I don't know what's.
Okay. Well, let's just try sharing my screen then. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
How about that? Can everyone see that?
I see you. I don't see my presentation, but.
See the presentation?
I see the presentation.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just mine. So
Yeah,
I'll just talk through it. And
okay.
So I'm Cassandra. I'm the new administrator here at Nelson Griggs. So I'm just kind of getting my feet wet in all of these grants. So bear with me. Our intervening variable here is our community norms. Our local condition is our social availability. And the environmental change we're trying to make is restrictions at community events. So you can go to the second slide. So currently what we're doing is we're really trying to provide a lot of information, not only for everybody else, but also for me to learn. So we're just distributing information like other people are with popcorn bags. Just getting that information to the community. We're also doing flyers, coasters, coffee sleeves, and posters regarding substance abuse into 10 different communities. We're also providing newspaper ads every month to try and enhance that. And then also I just completed my SAPS training this past month.
Awesome. How did you like that?
It was a lot of information, and I almost want to take it again in like a year because I feel like there was a lot of information that I feel like I could use, but I don't really know where to use it yet. So yeah, it was very good though.
Yeah, that idea about repeating it is a good idea. We've had a lot of people repeat it and say that they learned a lot more the second time around.
Well, that's good. That I hope that that's an option that I can do that again in a year. Like I said, I think it'll be good. But so our next steps are really providing more information for like the after prom party. So providing support to them and messaging and that. And then I'm hoping that this summer, each of our small little towns has like a community dance. So it's like their town days. So I'm hoping to I'm hoping to start it in one community, but just bringing even just a different colored cup for those individuals who are of age to drink. And then we do have an ID scanner too. So I'm hoping to utilize that in at least one and see how it goes, see where we can change it. And then maybe the next year we can bring that to other communities as well. Some of the barriers that I've had is obviously I'm new and I also have another new staff starting as well. So just to learn everything that's happened in the previous grant cycles has been a challenge to learn all of that. And also one of our sheriffs doesn't believe that this is a problem, underage drinking. So that has been a barrier for us as well.
Yeah, I could see that being a barrier. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. If law enforcement doesn't see it as a problem, I don't know, how does the community? I don't know.
Yep, good point. Well, thank you. That was very good.
Yeah.
Good work over there. So
I might have to like log off of Teams and come back on. I'm sorry. It's like completely frozen over there. So
that's okay. That's okay.
okay, thank you.
And then Walsh, Alan, are you on?
I am on.
Right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
I'll
morning.
try to share my screen here, see if we can get that working. Did that work?
Yep, you're good, Alan.
Okay. I'll probably end up echoing a lot of what Cassandra said because I too am a newer administrator, just started in June up here in Walsh County. Myself and Joelle Schmuck are on today. Joelle is kind of my main nurse when it comes to substance abuse prevention stuff. And we tag team some things, although she'll kind of be a lead going forward as well. So yeah, there's just been a little bit of cutting my teeth in this whole realm, so to speak. So it's been good to hear everybody's presentations, and it sounds like there's a lot of great work going on across the state, and even some things I think I've already gleaned from other communities. So kudos to everybody on the call and to Tom and your team. Sounds like we got a good concerted effort going on. So up here, our priority substance is underage drinking with some intervening variables of high social access and truly some community norms, which we've talked about many times up here. Just really, and I think this is kind of across the state, a culture of alcohol that just so much revolves around alcohol use. And then specifically up here, we've received a lot of anecdotal reports of alcohol being purchased for minors, even by some parents, honestly. So what we're currently doing is with that ultimate end goal of having some kind of social host ordinance. We're doing a lot of raising of awareness, be it on social media, and we're looking at maybe even some other just general media campaigns. What is a social host ordinance? I think it's going to take some time to lay the foundational work for that. I do believe that we have a sheriff up here that would be in favor of it as well. He's currently running for re-election, so I guess we're going to see how that goes and then see what we can do. On a positive note, our county commission did vote to divert some ARPA dollars to mental health services within our correctional center, with many discussions between them and myself just about substance abuse being tied into that. So I do really kind of perceive that we've got some fertile ground up here. So I'm hoping to move forward on those things. And obviously this grant is a big part of that. We're doing the usual parents lead materials as well, just distributing wherever we can, sharing a lot on social media. We've restarted our coalition, which kind of had to take a break during the peak of COVID work. So we are garnering support from partners, trying to leverage resources wherever we can. Sponsoring and promoting alcohol-free events. Right now we're getting into prom season, so we're reaching out to the high schools to see how we can partner up and support that kind of activity as well. Obviously, like I said before, social media messaging about underage drinking. We have a quarterly newsletter that goes out as well. And then I just got an email from our local radio station looking for stuff during basketball tournaments and such. So we'll probably do some messaging that way. We're using some of the Not in My House materials as well too. So I think that's perfectly in line with the social host stuff as well. And then I was actually with Cassandra completing the training here last month. So it was good. And I would echo her comments of it was a little bit like drinking from a fire hose. So yeah, another time around would probably be pretty beneficial too. So.
And we'd absolutely support that for anyone. So once a year we could support it. So just know that. But yeah, It is a lot of information. It really is.
Just a couple of screenshots of the stuff that we're sharing on social media here. So Joelle is doing a great job of keeping that updated for me. So appreciate that. That is it.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, if you guys have any questions on some of this stuff, let us know. And like I said, we're updating resources. We're working on contracts. So just know that we'll be updating things as we go. So that's everybody on my list. Is there anybody on now that wasn't able to present earlier that's on currently? I know that Shannon was gone. I didn't see Katie. Janine, I don't have your most recent PowerPoint, I don't think. But if you could send that, I'll include that to everybody. Anybody from Foster, Southwestern? Okay, I think we have everybody then. I appreciate you guys sharing your PowerPoints and the work that you're doing. It's very important for others to learn from. So I thought that was great. You guys are doing all great work. Keep it up. The only other update I have is with the server training program. We are under contract with the North Dakota Safety Council to do some more enhancement to the program. Specifically, they're trying to gain more trainers. So if you know anybody in your communities that would like to become a train the trainer, they have a program available. And they could train your officers or even coalition members, even yourselves, if you want to be a server training trainer. They also have an online course, and that's free to servers. So if you have some servers that don't have time to go to the in-person sessions, but they would like to take an online course, they have that available for free. It's being sponsored by us. So just know that if you have any servers, you could absolutely turn them to this server training class with North Dakota Safety Council. There's some free spots available. So that's all I have for updates. Does anybody else have any updates? State team? Anything that we have to share?
Tom, could you send out that link to the free server trainer thing?
Yep. So what I'll get you in contact with is Kathy over at the Safety Council, and she will be able to provide you all that information. So yes, absolutely, I'll get that out to you guys. And if any of you go, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. This is Steph Walsh from Cavalier County, and I should have mentioned it in my presentation, but I don't know if anybody's interested, especially the people working with underage drinking, but the federal Talk They Hear You campaign has window clings available for order. Quite a variety of messaging of window clings, but also a pull-up banner. We ordered a pull-up banner that we had with that display that didn't show in that picture. So that as people talk about partnering with their schools, those might be nice free resources to offer them.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. And I know we've had some requests for signage, custom signage for when you're doing your ID scanner programs. Specifically, Sue asked if we had like a flip out billboard or something that you could put right in front of the bar or the liquor establishment that's running those ID scanners. I don't have anything specific, but if you guys have anything, please share with the group. I know that was something that other people have asked for too. And it's really just a sign that says this establishment is working towards detecting fake IDs. We're using an electronic forensic scanner. If you have a fake ID, don't even attempt to use it. It can get criminal fines and stuff like that. So if anybody has any examples of that, let us know. Share them with the group because we have a couple people that would really like to create those. And I used to have a sample at one point, but I can't find it anymore. So if anybody has any ideas or concepts, let me know. Okay, that's all I have. So I appreciate you guys all being here. And well, yeah, we'll do this again soon. Thanks, you guys. You guys stay warm out there. I know it's cold. And that southwest corner of the state keeps getting hit with snow. So
Tom, I had a question, Annie from Towner County. Well, actually it's for everyone. I know a couple of people have said that they're implementing things for prom. What kind of things are people going to be doing with the kids in prom and stuff? Just trying to bounce ideas off.
I can talk general really quick. A lot of the grantees are just doing some supportive activities. So they're providing some support when it comes to prevention messaging throughout the event. They might provide something else that, I don't know, like whatever the after prom party is, they might provide just like the messaging I saw a lot of. And then you can use that money to purchase what you need for that event. Because we're paying for the messaging, we're paying for what you're doing with that alternative event. We're not specifically paying for like the t-shirts or anything like that, but whatever you use with the money is up to you at that point. Does anybody else want to share kind of some of the things that they're doing with those alternative activities?
This is Steph Welsh, and one year I know, and I don't know if Parents Lead has these anymore, but they had those little backpacks, drawstring backpacks, and we filled those full of like the playing cards and, you know, the conversation starter playing cards and different messaging. One of the last years we did, I don't know if you remember when you were a kid, those little hand games where you would like a Chinese hand game where you'd fold it and then you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flip up a flap, answer the question and do that again. Do you remember this from grade school, like my age grade school? And we did that with alcohol prevention messaging and Parents Lead messaging, and that's what they used. We provided financial support and then they pushed our message.
Yep, that's right.
That's what we're leaning towards here at Walsh County too, providing financial support and having them push our messaging.
Because that's what's really nice about this purchase of service contract. We're paying you ultimately to do the messaging. So what you do with that funding after you do the messaging for the grant is up to you, because we purchase the service of the messaging. That frees up that funding to give a little bit to the school if they're looking for some of that financial assistance.
This is Steph Welsh again too, and we also required that they have a breathalyzer, that they had a policy in place for when people leave, that they can't come back, and that parents are notified of the time they left, and some of those other social norming alcohol prevention policies, and they had to share those with us before we gave our donation.
Oh, good idea. Yep.
Thanks, Steph.
I have a question. Is Talk They Hear You the same as Parents Lead? Can we count that as the same as Parents Lead activities or not?
It's not the same as Parents Lead, but you can count that as information dissemination messaging, because it's very similar to what we do with Parents Lead. It's just the federal SAMHSA campaign. So yeah, you can count it as information dissemination, but don't count it as Parents Lead, because we take your Parents Lead activities and we count those separately to provide to legislators and stuff like that to show the support for the program statewide. But yeah, you can use those materials for your grant reimbursements. Good question. Any others? Okay, good. You guys can always reach us out through email, phone calls, whatever you want. So if you think of something after the meeting, just let us know. Send them our way.
Tom, this is Abby. Are you going to send the recording out?
Yep, I'll send the
Okay.
recording out, and I will also send out what Sue was asking for.
Okay,
The
sounds
information
good.
yep, with Kathy and the server training.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Again, stay warm, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.